Hi, I'm Laura Hill and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about walking through a serious illness with a close friend. Thank you for joining the channel. It's Smart Women, Smart Conversations, a place where we can talk about the issues that affect us as we get older. A place to grab a cup of coffee. I have my favorite Tofino. If you've ever been there in British Columbia, put it on your bucket list if you haven't been there. But today I need my coffee. I actually realized that filming early in the morning before I go to work is a huge problem because it's hard to cover up the shadows under my eyes, or bags, I guess I should call them. But it goes with getting older, goes with life, goes with being busy. And this is not a cosmetics channel, so no one will be asking me for makeup advice. But illness, it's been heavy on my mind. I got a phone call the other day, the dreaded call that comes that a loved one is seriously ill, and not only seriously ill, but facing a battle ahead. You know, no one wants that call, but as we get older, we go through very tremendously difficult times with friends, with family. You know, I think the longer we're fortunate enough to be here on this earth, we have friends go through tragedy, loss of a child, losing parents. Maybe even you've gone through a very serious illness. And for some of us, and I'll admit for myself, I've never been faced with this before. I am fortunate I still have my mom and dad. My dad's in his 90s, my mom almost 90, and they really are in good health for their age. But getting that phone call from someone who I consider a dear, dear friend, someone who's been in my life for a very long time. This is someone that I know I need to be willing to go to battle for. And it got me to thinking a little bit. I tossed and turned all night last night because what do we do? I honestly don't know what to do. This is the first time I've gone through something like this where I know I'm going to be called upon to step up. I don't know about you, but you know, a lot of the conversations we've had here have been about those different levels of friendship, right? You know, you've got your very close, dear friends. Maybe you have childhood friends who you are able to keep in touch with periodically. You have friendly acquaintances, you have colleagues, you have mentors, you have old school buddies. You know, we have all these different categories, but we tend to call everyone a friend. But at times like this, when someone who is in one of those circles has been faced with very serious medical news, you reflect on what really is your relationship, right? Because if you're not a dear friend, it's hard to know what to do. If you're someone who's heard about the illness from someone else, maybe you've been asked to sign up on a food train, or maybe you've been asked to, run errands or pick up children. They're all different levels of involvement when a friend or a family member needs our help. And I'm really grappling with that because I have had people who I consider friends. Maybe they were more business relationships than they were friend relationships. But when I heard that person was sick, or in one case when they called me and told me they were sick, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't in their inner circle, and I knew that. And so I felt uncomfortable reaching out. I felt uncomfortable texting and saying, hey, do you need anything? And now that I'm faced with someone who truly means so much to me, and I know that they're in the fight of their life, I realized that what I should have been doing all along was just checking in, just saying, I'm thinking about you. I went out to the mailbox yesterday on the way to work, and there was a little card addressed to me, which, in this day and age is pretty unusual. If it isn't a bill or a mailer from the grocery store, there's not much in your mailbox anymore. But it was a personally written note, and I opened it up, and it was from a friend who I shared my girlfriend's illness with, and shared that the battle that I was ready to fight with her. And this friend took the time to write me a beautiful note. She referred to my girlfriend by name. She said that she was going to be praying for my friend, and that my friend was lucky to have me in the battle. And that was such a great lesson that came so unexpectedly. Number one, it was so thoughtful, but it made me realize how much you can do when you're not in that inner circle. I'm not always comfortable calling someone, but writing a note, dropping a bouquet of flowers off at someone's front door, maybe making something sweet. You don't want to eat anything that I made, but I know I have a lot of friends, and I know a lot of you are great cooks. But it's an expression of love, isn't it? It's an expression of support. It's an expression of coming together, facing the battle together. And even if it isn't someone who wants you there by their side, because you don't have that kind of relationship, there are ways that you can be part of the team. And this is something that we have to deal with as we get older. We are going to face it more and more often. I look at my mom and dad, and one of the things that's very sad to me, but I'm blessed to have had them for so long, right? And I hope I have them a lot longer. But the older they get, their friends are leaving, dying, getting sick. And so you see your parents become a bit lonely and isolated because of the circle of life, right? It isn't, but I feel like I'm entering that. I feel like I've gotten that first call from someone who I owe to be there on the lines, helping fight. Have you had this happen in your life? And honestly, I need advice. I don't know what to do besides get on a plane and go help, which I'm ready to do when I get the call, to send words of affirmation, to send cards, to offer help. We're not in the same state. Makes it much more difficult, but I'm going to be looking for very creative ways so that my friend knows that every day I am thinking of her, and I am there in the battle, both in my prayers, in my thoughts, in my deeds. If you're going through this, I would love for you to drop a comment and give me some advice. Maybe you've gone through it and you have some recommendations of things to do or to not do. It's my friend's battle. It's not my journey to share, but I certainly would appreciate any help that you can give me. It's had me reflecting a lot on past situations where I had the opportunity to do more, but I was really uncomfortable because I didn't know what to do. Good learning opportunity. I'm sorry the circumstances are horrible, but I hope that I can take what I learn now forward and be a better friend, a better acquaintance, whatever the call is, that I'll be willing to reach out and help someone in any way that it is needed, wanted, appreciated. Thanks so much for stopping by today. I appreciate it so much. I hope you'll click and like and subscribe to the channel as we kind of get older together and hopefully a lot wiser together. Take care.